everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about what is happening with XRP in the XRP community. Now in CoinMarketCap, XRP is at 23 cents. We're a little bit in the red today. Now we have a lot of news for today's video, as you guys can see in the Twitter tabs right there. But what do you guys think will happen in the month of October? Do you guys think we'll see pumps or more dumps? Go down in the comments below and write down what do you guys think will happen this month. But if we go to Mr. Level Up Suite, XRP, this is how I'm watching for a reversal confirmation.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? So I'm going to give you guys an XRP update. So this is my 80% what I think is going to happen, or at least what I'm watching for the most, because this is a dangerous drop if it does do this fall, which I'm completely open to because the way things are rolling right now. And you guys saw my update yesterday. So what I'm going to show you is how to probably watch this when it does slip a little bit, because it's already slipping. Like, you guys know that there's already a dark green candle there. We'll go over to that now. You can see it right here as it's slipping down. What am I watching now at a more detailed level? Well, I pull up my September 2018 fractal right here, and you can see this behavior here that because I've stared at these things so much, I know where they're at, I know what to look for, and I remember where I made my mistakes. This was an area I was looking for back when I was actually like on Alex Cobb's stream one time, and it was a mistake I made. It was the same time, it was in March. I was looking for this to reverse up, and it didn't. So this is what I'm watching. I'm looking for this to come down and see how it behaves. If it starts slipping more, well, then it's going to negate this. If you start to see it catch here and start to turn up and then come right back up here like this, well, then we're going to have to start looking at, we might get a nice reversal here. So that's how I'm reading this for confirmation. I just wanted to share this. This is great insight to watch at the detailed level over the next couple days. This is what I'm going to be watching in conjunction with what I already sent over to you guys before. And I'll probably be doing a stream anyway, so I'll catch you guys off to speed. But this is something short real quick. All right, I'll see you.
So guys, a lot of things should be happening very soon. But now guys, before we jump into news, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, nor is financial advice, just entertainment value only. But XRP has tweeted out.
Networks don't behave that way, and what crypto tokens are fundamentally about is they're supposed to be the assets that are powering networks. They're the things that are incentivizing people to connect to the networks, such that the functionality of the network. Networks don't behave that way, and what crypto tokens are fundamentally about is they're supposed to be the assets that are powering networks. They're the things that are incentivizing people to connect to the networks, such that the functionality of the network, like the internet, becomes very stable and resilient over time. So we see this as more of an infrastructure issue than an investment asset issue in its maturity. And the reason I think that people have seen what they've seen from the regulatory agencies is that we haven't achieved maturity yet. And so in the early days, you have speculators, right? And you have people trying to take advantage of speculators. But in the mature phase, what you have is a radical new payment system that may be better than existing payment systems, which are built on antiquated technologies. And since the OCC is in part the administrator of the banks that operate on payment systems, we have a strong interest in trying to envision a medium-term future. Not a tomorrow future where people are speculating on Bitcoin price movements, but a medium-term future where these blockchain networks that have been built are basically the internet of finance. That's where I think this goes. And that's kind of a mind-blowing challenge to the banking model. And so I think our responsibility as regulators on the bank side is to get out front of that and help chart a course that shows that there is a future for banks in this world, that banks play a critical role in this world, and we need to establish a framework around it so the ways they connect are safe and sound.
Crypto fast. This is how XRP takes over the crypto sphere. Onward. Next tweet comes from the Cryptic Poet. Is XRP Security?
And I think that goes to my second question of whether and to what extent is the continued discussions, in particular among your agencies as it relates to what is and is not a security. And if you go broader than that, crypto asset taxonomy, has the focus on those issues in particular really prevented you from addressing other potentially less controversial developments in the blockchain and digital asset space, such as, for instance, tokenized versions of traditional regulated financial instruments? And I'll just start, Jay. I'll start with you, and then Brian, if you want to go as well.
Yeah, sure. And it's a very good question, Jax, because you read about the problems, but we've got a lot of people working on areas that aren't problematic, areas where we're bringing this technology to bear. And also, I think you can characterize a number of our recent discussions that we've had with the OCC as, okay, and where can we be clear that it's not a securities law issue. That's a lot of what Brian and I, and thanks to our great staffs, have been talking about over the past few months. And how do we in the payment area, the maturation in the payment area, how do we make it clear to people that if you're not trying to finance your network, you're not trying to give people a return on your network, it's probably not a security. But if what you're trying to do is finance the build out of your network with your token, or provide people with a return for using the network with your token, you look at the traditional test of security, it's pretty clear it's a security. And we're working to make it clear where those lines are so people can mature the payment system. I don't know, Brian, is that a fair way to describe our relationship?
I think that's exactly right.
Peter Pumpkin has tweeted out.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, and thank you, Chairman Powell, for appearing before the committee today. The Federal Reserve can do more to support the needs of hardworking American families. As it stands, working families wait days at a time just to have their checks clear. And when you are living paycheck to paycheck and rent is due the first of the month, there can be no room for error. As a central bank in America, the Federal Reserve has a responsibility to speed up the process of clearing payments. I want to bring up a report that was issued 2 years ago, the Faster Payments Task Force. In that report, the task force called for a payment system in the United States that is faster, ubiquitous, broadly inclusive, safe, highly secure, and efficient by 2020. Mr. Chairman, 2020 is less than 6 months away. Yes or no, will we have a faster payment system by then?
No, we're working on it, but we're not going to be done by 2020, I would say. But we're getting there.
The task force also concluded that broad access to settlement services will help level the playing field and enhance competition among providers of faster payment services. Yes or no, do you agree that this is an issue of accessibility and equality?
I do agree with that. That's one of our principal motivating factors.
And so would the Fed like to see a world where all Americans have access to faster, secure payments?
Yes, we would. That's why we've been working on, you mentioned that report. This is a project that's been going on for 5 years.
Right. If you can instantly clear payments between the accounts of commercial banks held within the Fed, why not consumers writ large? What's the delay?
Well, it's not it's a service that hasn't existed. It's existed for banks. Immediately available funds has existed for banks. We really, we don't have plenary authority over the payment system as some other central banks do, but we convened a group of people and institutions maybe 5, 6 years ago, and we said, let's work toward this.
XRP is the fastest, most decentralized, most mass accessible, value agnostic digital ledger on the planet. Now guys, there's the fun part of XRP in the XRP community. Now this is quite interesting. For crypto as we know, things start very slow, then they happen suddenly. Again guys, what is going to take place in this month of October? A lot of surprises. Next here comes from Valjester. 11 at the bottom of his chair. Throws up 3 fingers. 11-3. Full moon at the beginning of the calendar. And we have 1 at the end. November is almost here. Again from Valjester. Distributed for a reason. It can't be dirt cheap. Cash flow next is a sweet out. October is going to be big for crypto, especially XRP. We have seen this, guys. The Central Bank of Bahamas is to launch its sand dollar central bank digital currency as CBDC in October. Again, October is a huge month. October seems like a big month. Next here comes from XRP HODL. October surprise season is here. October surprises. Cryptomaniac has tweeted out, it's going to be good. Macatek has tweeted out, where did this suddenly come from on October 1st? Recommends XRP for exporter settlement. Recommends XRP for settlement between central banks. It's all connecting, guys. Next here comes from Crypto Whale. Breaking. CFTC charges BitMEX owners with illegally operating a cryptocurrency derivatives trading platform anti-money laundering violations. What do we see here? A crypto exchange down. Giordana tweeted out, exchanges going down. Get your cryptos off exchange. A lot seems to be happening once again. True and not true. Those in compliance will be fine. Elite says, according to the roadmap, the forecast cannot be undone. Bitcoin's fall in October is full. Who knows what we'll be seeing more of, red or green this month. All crypto people, I'm going to say how my logic sees this. The price has to moon before XRP becomes viral. So the first thing will be the price increase, then law, regulations, mass adoption go live. Otherwise, everyone will profit and get rich from XRP. Moon 2020, live 2021, 2022. That tweet connects to his next tweet from All Crypto once again. Prepare for Red October. It will be a dark month. XRP will moon after the storm, after the elections. Kaboom has tweeted out, they plan events right before initial dump. Events do not cause a dump. That's twice now. They have threw an exchange under the bus to blame a dump. Again, the exchange went down. Guess what happened? We seen red today. Obvious Raz has tweeted out, I see a lot of people saying that the market will fall after the elections, which is totally false. The stock market always anticipates events. If there's a crash, it will take place just before the elections, not after. And it seems like this month will be huge because next month is elections. Dash has tweeted out, October is the deadline. 2 full moons in October, including rare harvest blue moon. And then you guys can read all of that. If you go to Red's tweet, when Mr. Poole says liquidity overnight, he is not talking about cryptocurrency. Let those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Study what is apparently due to come soon, the storm. I go with multiple meanings on that one personally, Red. Double plus meaning, plan B begins shortly. This is what will change the current financial system. Change will occur overnight internally. Rom the Greatest tweet out, time is coming. Again, a lot of stuff should be happening, guys. Next tweet comes from Krieg. This is the only moon we can see, forecasted in advance. What is going to happen, guys? From Harvest Moon to Hunter's Blood Moon, the foxes and wolves as well as the hunters took advantage of the Blood Moon to better see the flattened deer at the end of the harvest before winter arrived. The final tip for today's video comes from Baba Cugs. What do we see here? Swift to move into low value consumers payments market. It looks like everything is speeding up rapidly and everything's connecting as one, guys. A lot of stuff should be happening as well. But who really knows what happened at the end of the day. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you guys are already. Feel free to be a member of the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And you guys, see ya.
This is the beginning of the greatest economic cycle this country has had since World War II. And I knew the things that Donald would do. And he hasn't even got started. But this is the eye of the motherfucking storm, the perfect storm. It ain't never going to get any better. Never. This is perfect for the QLA model. If I could have written a prescription or a formula, I couldn't have written it any better. Low interest rates, money's free, you stupid. Massive chaos. And Donald's going to rip the mother economy apart. And he's going to for practice in a good way. This is it. It ain't never going to get any better. This is like a multiple orgasm the rest of your life, you fucking slags that are in the audience. This is it.
Sometimes I don't want to hear what Dan has to tell me. But as I wrote in one of my blogs, the old man, he's always right. Because he's telling you what you don't want to hear about yourself, but what you know is true. And that is, you're not stepping yourself up. You're not stepping your game up. And you get caught up in fear. As Dan says, false expectations appearing real.